Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Scenes with Mela Couture. All month, I'm going to be putting the spotlight on Black bridal businesses. So today, we're actually going to be going behind the scenes of the bridal concierge industry. I'm so excited about this today. I have a special guest in the studio. I want you guys to give a virtual applause for my friend Addie. How's it going?
Hi, everybody. Hello, Mela Couture and Mela Couture viewers. Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, Addie. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today just to talk about a little bit behind the scenes of the industry that we're in.
Of course.
Tell us a little bit about yourself because we literally just met a few weeks ago, but I would love to
Yeah,
know about you and tell our audience, a little bit more about you and how you got started and all the good things about yourself.
of course. Okay, so first off, my name is Addie, and I'm the founder of Iyawo. So that is obviously not English. It is actually Iyawo means friend of the bride in Yoruba. And Yoruba is a language spoken in Nigeria.
Okay.
So yes, so Iyawo is actually a luxury bridal concierge service that I started, and
Mhm.
again, it means friend of the bride. So the entire concept of Iyawo is centered really around making sure the bride feels supported, she's calm and cared for, really on one of the most important days of her life, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
my role is really focused entirely on the bride, making sure she's comfortable, present, and able to actually enjoy her wedding day. The inspiration for Ore Iyawo is a cultural one,
Okay.
but the service is absolutely universal, right? Because weddings, they do look different across various cultures, but the
Absolutely.
emotions behind every single one are very similar, almost identical, actually. The
Yes.
emotions behind
Yes.
weddings are practically identical. Brides everywhere, no matter their cultural background, their ethnic background, their socioeconomic status, they all experience the same or very similar range of emotions. There's excitement, there's nerves, there's anticipation, and really having someone there to support them through those moments is absolutely valuable. It really is.
Yes.
So, yeah,
I
a bridal
agree.
concierge service is really, it's more than a service, it's really an investment in the bride's experience, in her overall experience.
Yes, when I say that we're the backup to the backup, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
we're the day of insurance that everything is going to go the way you plan. You know what I'm saying? That's how I take it as well. Because
okay.
even starting the bridal concierge business, a lot of brides didn't really know the concept, necessarily the concept, but just the meaning, the reason why we started the service. Because as you know, the brides, the day of, is a little crazy behind the scenes. So it's always good to have someone there that's just dedicated for you, only for you, making sure that you are okay. Because it's a lot that's happening in the room, and if she screams, or if she even scream, if she just say, "Oh my God, I got a little headache," or "Oh, I just need some water," like we're right there just to make sure that she gets the water that she needs, make sure she gets her medicine, whatever she needs to make sure her days continue to go good. But
Right.
yeah, so
So
that yes, I want to know, like, so when you actually started the business, how long ago did you start?
So, this business, we are really in our very first year
Okay.
here. We're in our very first year, but I can tell you that this business is something that's been brewing for
Mm-hmm.
much longer than that. The seed was initially planted when my own friend got married. She
Okay.
got married about 4 years ago now, and the wedding day came, and it was a lot of movement. There was a significant amount of movement behind the scenes.
Were you in the wedding?
Yes, I
Yes.
was a bridesmaid
Yes.
in the wedding. Yes, I was a bridesmaid in the wedding. And it almost felt like I was like wearing two hats.
Mm-hmm.
I accompanied her to the wedding dress fitting, the wedding dress appointment, the bridal
Yeah.
appointment. I accompanied her there. Unfortunately, her mom wasn't able to come, and her sisters were actually all in Nigeria. So she was married
Okay.
here in America. Her sisters were in Nigeria. So I accompanied her there. And it was there that I was taught how to bustle the
Mhm.
the wedding dress. And then the wedding day came, and she had a day of coordinator. She had a
Yeah,
wedding planner and a day of coordinator. The
not the
day
same.
came,
Hmm.
no,
Hmm.
no, no,
Please, yes,
no,
no, not the same. Yeah, okay.
no. So the coordinator, they make sure the event goes off without a hitch. They are
Yes,
focused on the
on the
event.
events. Yes,
Yes,
period.
they make sure the DJ is set up where the DJ is supposed to be. They make sure the cake is in the appropriate place. They make sure the chairs are properly placed. That's their job, right?
Yes.
So there is really no one whose sole job is the bride. There was no one there solely for the bride to make sure, number one, the bride actually ate.
Mm-hmm.
There was no one to
Making sure
actually,
they actually breathe.
right,
Everything.
to,
Yes.
to really be like an emotional buffer
Yeah.
or an emotional support
Yes.
assistant. There
Yeah.
was no one there for the bride herself. And we thought that's what the coordinator was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
We were very, very wrong. So it was that day that the seed for
Yes.
Iyawo was planted.
I
Yes.
love
So that's
that.
how I came. Hmm.
I love that because it always starts from a personal note. A
Yes.
lot of the gifts that we have, it kind of like comes to us and it's like, oh, like an aha moment. Like, oh my God,
Hmm.
like if there was just someone that could just, and I think that is the reason why think that's the reason why I started it. Yeah. So I started my business 10 years ago and I was back in Maryland and I moved to Georgia specifically because I thought, well, it is a state where a lot of people have the VIP treatment because there's a lot of celebrities here, a lot of influencers and things of that nature. But I was more so just I wasn't trying to gear towards celebrities per se, but I was more so just wanting people to experience the VIP treatment of a wedding. To literally sit
Okay.
back and then let your bridal party enjoy the moment, let your mom and your everybody just enjoy the moment. And like you said, the wedding coordinator, they have things to coordinate. The
Yes.
they have coordinators. Sometimes they kind of pop in and out, but we're in the suite, we're in the bridal suite as everything is going down.
Yeah. And
So
yeah,
go,
and
go
that
ahead.
is really what I experienced. I was in the bridal suite with her the entire time. The morning of, we got up. I got up. I stayed with her throughout her hair,
Mhm.
makeup, attire. And if you know anything about Nigerian weddings, there are multiple outfit
Yes,
changes.
yes.
There
I
are
mean,
several.
multiple. Yes, yes,
There are several outfits involved. There are the hair changes, makeup changes, everything is changing. The coordinator just kind of makes sure everything keeps moving, but there was no one really there for the bride and to be like, listen, we gotta
yeah. We got
actually get you out of this.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
And
yes.
the outfits, now, of course, we are all familiar with the white wedding dress, but
Mhm.
then culturally, there are other outfits involved, like ashoke. And that material is not the easiest to get in and out of.
Okay.
And then there's gele, and that is not the easiest to organize either. It requires some assistance. So while I was there, really just helping her and just standing by her side, I felt energized by it. I
I
found that
know.
this is something that I actually really enjoy. I really loved it. Every moment of it. I
Mhm.
don't know, it
It's
was
hard
just
to know that
strange.
in the world. I know it's hard to describe
Yes.
if you don't have a passion for it. Because what's a funny thing is I had when I first started the business, I was telling my mother-in-law about it, and I actually serviced her, one of her members of her church were getting married. So she booked the service. And in Maryland, they have like beaches you had to kind of drive like an hour or two because it's not like right in the city. So I had to drive like I think an hour and a half to her wedding, and she's just like, "Oh my God, you're traveling?" And I was like, "Yeah, she needs help." And she was just like, "Well, why would you want to help somebody?" Oh no, I said, Mom, you did not understand. Like she didn't get it. She didn't get the concept. Because I think she said, well, she can put her dress on herself, or she can put her shoes on herself. I said, yeah, she can, but it's different when you have literally the Cinderella experience. When you stand there and you got somebody who's making sure that you're dressed properly from head to toe,
So,
motion, from to all the way down to your garter, to making sure your corset is laced properly, to make sure your veil is put on properly. Like it really matters. And I'm not saying that no one else can do it, but I'm just saying if you have an expert that knows how to do it well, just let the
yes.
expert do it. Just let the expert do it. And it
Yeah.
saves time. It saves time, saves energy, and then we actually can keep up with the time with the coordination, like far as the time, far as the wedding start and everything. That's why we have
Mm-hmm.
a coordinator to make sure that the wedding starts on time, because a lot of weddings run behind because everybody's trying to do everything
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
And even sometimes you have to cut down the photography. Like I get that they want to take shots, while they're in the room, but sometimes you just got to be a boss and be like, okay, you if you ain't got the shot yet, we got to go. Like
We've
like you
got
got
to
20 minutes. Like you have to have someone
we've
there.
got to train.
Yes, they can.
We've got to move, sis. We got to
Yes,
chop
or hey,
chop.
I will clear a room. I will clear a room. I'm like, okay, this
Are you
isn't okay. We got stuff
yes.
because this ain't it.
That too. So that
Yes,
is absolutely something that we discuss that I will have a conversation with my brides
mhm,
during our consultation before they hire me on. And I'll ask, hey, is there anyone you don't want to
yes,
be on in your inner circle on that day? Who do you not want in your bridal suite? Because I feel that the bridal suite really should be the place of tranquility. It
yes.
is right. That is it in those moments when the makeup is going on, the hair is happening. Those are the moments where, like, it. A lot of times, it hits brides, and it's like,
It
oh,
does. It
I'm
does.
about to marry my best friend. I'm about to marry the love of my life. I'm
Mhm.
about to become a Mrs. I'm
Yeah.
not going to be Wilson anymore. I'm about to be a James. It
Yeah.
just
It
it
hits you.
hits them, yes, in those moments. And those moments are actually they're very precious. They're very vulnerable, and really, you don't the people
Hmm.
in that room in that has access to that really needs to be tightly
Yeah.
tightly controlled. It needs to be
Definitely.
very tightly controlled because those are really vulnerable, really vulnerable moments. So
Yeah.
that is absolutely a question that is asked. Who do
Yes.
you not want in the bridal suite? And if a bride communicates, I do not want, cousin so and so, auntie so and so, or
Nice way
who
of
and
putting
who,
it. So you can
then you will not see cousin so and so in that bridal suite. Say less.
yeah.
Say
Yeah.
less. You will
All
not
right.
see this individual in that bridal suite because, as an Iyawo, it is
Hmm.
my job to make sure the bride enjoys that day, every
Yeah.
minute of that day. It is a day that she's going to remember it for the rest of her life,
Yes.
right? It is a very emotional day, and really, it's a day. Weddings and marriages are covenants. A
Yeah.
covenant is happening here. This is a very sensitive
Yes.
spiritual atmosphere, and it needs to be handled as such.
I
Not
agree.
everyone should have access to that.
I agree.
So,
Yeah. I say is that we give the perfect start to the perfect day. That's one of my
yes,
like. And I also say I'm the bride best friend too, but now it's more so I feel
the
like I'm
bride.
more like the godmother. So I feel like
Okay.
godmother coming in there, like, yeah, we're going to make sure things are good. But ultimately, we come in love and peace. That's the ultimate thing.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. In love and peace. And ultimately, I am there for the bride. So she never has to look around and ask, can
Yes.
someone please? Can someone please? No, 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 no. If you
Yep.
have Oreyawu,
Mhm.
you will never have to ask, can someone please? Can someone please? No, 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 no.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what we're here for.
I'm so glad that you reached out to me, because I'm starting to see more bridal concierges kind of pop up. And
Mhm.
where did you find me when you said you were initially looking and you ran across my page?
I came across you on YouTube. It was on YouTube, and you were interviewing a makeup artist. You
Yes.
were having a conversation with a makeup artist, and the young lady was saying that she has been doing makeup all her life. She didn't really know what else she was going to do. And, so I saw that interview, and then I saw the one you had with another woman that you worked with at
Yeah.
David's Bridal.
David's Bridal
Yes.
years back. Yeah. And
I
she's a
saw,
wedding coordinator
yes.
as well. She's a wedding coordinator. But it's
Okay.
funny that you
So
say
I
that
saw them.
because no, I said funny that you said it because when I started the podcast, it was the goal to just reach out to like vendors, like cake florists and all
Yes.
people. But in my searching, I did run across a few bridal concierges. I said, I
Mm-hmm.
got to meet you. Like I'm serious. It's not too many of us. I do believe in the near future there are going to be more businesses, but it's not just to make money. Like I want you guys to understand it's not just the money for
Oh
us. Like
no.
yeah, we are vested in this long term. Like we don't come just to show up, just to show out, and just to set up a prop and things of that nature. Is really just to be there. So when I say behind the scenes, because we really don't show a lot what happens behind the scenes. Going forward, I'm going to try to document a little bit more, but again, the sole purpose is to be there for the bride. It's not to show
Yes.
off, not really to show off. It's really just to show that we're literally catering to you and to make sure that you are happy for the most important day of your life. So I completely understand like why it's a void. It was a void in the business. That's the reason why I started it. When I worked at David's, same thing. How am I going to lace this up, or how am I? They don't even know the proper undergarments to put on under the
Right.
wedding dresses. Yes. So it started
Right.
from there, and then it's kind of like, oh, woman, do you need help? And then it just kind of just grew into family and friends. And then I say, well, let me just start promoting. And then 10 years later, I've done. I mean, granted, I would love to do more. Of course, we all want like a bride every month, every weekend, of course. But
Yeah.
I would say over the 10 years, I would say about maybe 5 brides a year, to be honest. So
Okay.
still pretty good starting out in a business that people don't really necessarily know the need. So I'm saying that to say that even though you might get a little bit of pushback from the brides, is you still have to be consistent. You still have to push and let them understand the importance of why this service is needed. Now, the good
Mm-hmm.
thing for me is I have a little bit of a leg up because I actually service brides for a living. So so I'm able to talk to them in their fittings, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to sell, not necessarily sell, but yes, sell myself to them while they're getting
Yes.
alterations or getting. Well, when I do custom, it comes along with the service, so that's a little bit more easier for me. I can add it in, but
You have a pipeline.
yes,
You've
yes.
got
So
a pipeline. Yes.
yeah, you start from the beginning, and I follow you all the way through, literally to we walk you down the aisle. So that's where I
Okay.
initially started. But then by me doing alterations, I said, well, let me offer it to them as well. So that's how I'm able to book more brides because I have an alteration service. And
Mm-hmm.
on top of, and then the concierge uh concept is that you want to have, when you go into a hotel, you go to a concierge service, they do everything for you. They
They
grab
do
your
it all.
bags,
They do it all.
yeah, they do it all. They will even feed you half the time. You know what I'm saying? So that
And
was my
that's exactly what we do. We
yeah,
do it. We do it. We will even, everything from managing the bride's train and bustling her dress to bathroom breaks
yeah,
to getting her fed and watered. Everything in between. Even uh, it, if you haven't already, I can tell you right now, there will not be a single child on your dance floor.
oh yes,
That's not going to that is not going to happen. I will make sure that the bride has absolutely nothing to worry about. She will enjoy her day to the absolute fullest. She will enjoy her day to the absolute fullest.
I love
We
that.
will handle everything from
Yeah,
start to finish.
yes, from start to finish. What are some of the challenges that you have faced, like behind the scenes, that people really don't talk about? Some of the challenges you may have faced, like starting your business.
So I think one of the biggest challenges would right now would be mostly with family.
Okay. Okay.
It would be with family. And then also getting brides to understand the value of the
That's
service that I'm offering.
exactly.
They don't, uh, some of them are not able to really grasp or
Mm-hmm.
understand the value of the service
Mm-hmm.
until the day of.
The day of, yeah.
When they realize, oh, how am I going to get in my dress?
There
Then
you
they're
go.
looking at the makeup artist, or
Yep.
they're looking at the hairstylist, or they're looking at their bridesmaids. And granted, the bridesmaids should be able to assist, but realistically, these dresses, they're not just basic zip up
Yeah,
dresses.
they're not.
You
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
these dresses, come with oftentimes several layers.
Mm-hmm.
It requires certain foundation garments.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They need to, some of the material is extremely delicate.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot just slam an iron down on these on these gowns. They require special handling, and so that means that someone trained needs to be able
Yes.
to handle this dress. And realistically, although your best friend Stephanie from the fifth grade, who's been there with you from the beginning, she loves you,
Yeah.
she'll
She
do
gonna do. I
anything
can do
for
everything.
you.
Yeah. Not
If
necessarily.
Stephanie doesn't know what she's doing, Stephanie is going to ruin your extremely expensive wedding dress. you
I hate
know,
to say it, but yes, it
it's
happens. It happens. Or the bridal party is so engulfed in themselves. Like I've been in spaces where it's like, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you? And I even had to create two separate services, okay, for the bride only, and then the bridal party, all the bride and the bridal party. Because if they have
yeah.
10 bridesmaids, I guarantee you someone is going to say, can you steam? Can you fix my zipper? Can you something? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's always going to be something from her bridal party. And I often have to relay, like, I'm here for the bride, but I could assist, but I'm ultimately here for the bride. So I think that's the only sometimes people don't know about in the behind the scenes sometimes is that, some of the bridal party can be demanding just like the bride. And it's just like we're not, it's like it's
So
yeah. It's like
and even with having bridesmaids, that's great. But a lot of times the bridesmaids, they are there to experience that day with you.
yes.
They're there to enjoy the day with you. They're there to, to go
Yeah.
through it
Yes.
with you
Yes.
and celebrate with you. They are guests as well, right? Because
Yes.
even nowadays we have these elaborate bridesmaid proposals, right? so so even from like the inception, they are treated as guests as well, right? So they're getting ready, they are taking their photos, they're looking for the good light to get their
Yeah.
perfect selfies. They're enjoying the day, and a lot of times they don't know how to manage all the small details that come up. They don't know that there's some friction between your mom and Aunt Susie, and Aunt Susie can't be in the bridal suite. And if you see Aunt Susie coming from down that hallway, you better slam the door. Tell Aunt Susie she's got to go back to the foyer.
That is so
They don't know.
Eddie, the bride. No, I gotta tell you, the bride did the same thing. Her mom. It was her mom. She was like, do not let my mom in here. I said, your mom? She said, not today. I said, okay.
Yeah, you
And
see.
I cracked that door. It was like, ma'am, we're not allowing anyone. I'm her mom. I said, I
Sorry.
understand, but she requested only me. Okay. And I shut that door and yeah,
Yeah.
let us be the bad guy. Let us
Yeah,
let us
exactly. And handle that emotional and handle like that emotional stuff. Nobody wants to get into that kind of quarrel on your wedding day. It just knocks you off center. Nobody wants to do that. So
nobody.
that's my job as the Oreyahu. I can guarantee Aunt Susie is not coming anywhere near that bridal suite. She's not coming. She's not. She won't even know where it is if it's up to me. I promise. I will handle that for you.
Let me tell you,
So,
girl. So no, do you have any like moments like or any little bridezilla moments or just anything behind the scenes that's kind of like took you back a little bit, like when you were servicing your brides?
so I guess the only thing was how overwhelmed she felt on that day. She
Okay.
didn't realize how much she still had to do on the wedding day. Yeah,
Mm.
she didn't realize how much she still had to do. So, but as far
It-
as a bridezilla, no, I've not experienced that.
okay.
Uh,
But
I
that's a good thing. I think it's just for television, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can imagine, even the sweetest people might crack under pressure, especially, there are some brides who feel that they can sort of do it all themselves or sort of like DIY and they try to organize, get the venue, the vendors, all of those things
Yep.
together. And they do not have the skill necessary to read those contracts, right? They didn't realize that the DJ is going to come with his equipment, but there's no electrical system. Like there's no
Oh,
extension cord. The DJ is not coming with, power outlets. Seriously, that has to be provided by the venue. The bride didn't realize that, or, you
yeah.
know, they've got the venue, right? But they've got the venue and they're supposed to be starting at 5, but they didn't realize that the decorators need to be in there at noon.
There
But the venue's not opening up until 5, and now day of the decorators are out there with loads of flowers and balloons and arches and tables, and they're like,
Right.
venue's like, yeah, no, we're not opening until 5. So,
Wow. Yeah,
mhm.
that could be a little, yes, because the brides, I think I had one bride, everything was going great. Everything was according to plan. And then sure enough, the officiant girl missed his flight. I don't know where he was coming from, but she was doing okay until she heard that the officiant was going to be late. And I understand why brides want their wedding to start on time, because I would want to be on time as well. You don't want your guests waiting, and things like
No.
that. So she was getting a little flustered because he was going to be like an hour late, so the wedding was going to start an hour late. So I had to calm her down. Like you have to literally be an emotional support. Like, okay,
Yes.
breathe.
Yes.
Okay, like we're going to get, what I'm saying? Like it's out of your control at this point. It's certain things that you can control and certain things that you can't. And you have to be okay with just letting it go. And even
And
on a wedding day, it's still hard for brides to let go. But that's why
yeah.
we're there to allow them to let it go. Like let me have it. Now, don't get me wrong. We don't want to be screamed at, what I'm saying, like the bridezilla, but
No.
yeah, but the goal is to calm her down, give her another glass of champagne, bring her bridesmaids in. Let's start turning up the music. Just something just to lighten the mood. It's nothing that you really can do when things kind of go left. Like you said, decorators on time or hair. I had one time the hair guy was like running 2 hours late. So it's like things like that. It gets under my skin too, but I can't show it as much. Whereas though the bride
Right.
show it, but you gotta kind of like, okay, all right, okay, it is what it is. Let's just get it done.
Yeah, you're an emotional buffer. You're really.
Yeah, you give it to them.
Mhm.
You give it to them. Like you're the one to give it to them because the bride's going to give it to you. Okay, I'm going to give it to you because now she's upset and I don't want her to know. You know what I'm saying? And then, do you ever take the bride's phone?
No.
I've took the bride's phone. Like I literally have to
No.
because you
Really?
names
Why
of
do
how
you
many
take?
people texts the bride the day of. Like just the stupidest stuff.
My
It's stuff that
goodness.
you already know. The event planners, where should I set up the you should already know stuff. So it's like that's what I mean by having someone in between, so they don't even have to
Yes.
know what's happening. Because if they know,
Yes, that's another thing.
yeah,
I do my best to make sure if it's not absolutely necessary for the bride to know, I will not be communicating it to the bride. And
yeah,
if it is necessary for her to know, there will be a solution in place.
yes, yes,
So the officiant, you know, bride Carolyn, the officiant has missed his flight, unfortunately. However, the venue has an officiant on standby, and he is ready to step in and take over.
Wow. Keyword
So,
officiant. I have officiant services. I didn't even think about that. Girl.
oh, see? Or yeah, you could just, yeah, so there's always going to be a solution because I am inherently a solutions-based, solutions-oriented person. What is the solution? And on this day, we are certainly not going to be showing up with a bunch of problems and
Yeah.
asking the bride to troubleshoot. Absolutely not. No. No.
Yeah.
And if the bride and if the bride absolutely does not need to know, if it's not something that's going to put the entire wedding on hold, like something like the officiant, that would definitely she would have to know that. But if it's not something, that's significant, like they had to switch from strawberry to peach. Yeah, she's not gonna know that. It's not no. So yeah, there are certain things that just will not reach the bride until, well after, right? Because peace of mind on your wedding day is extremely valuable. You want to be present, and that is my job as the Iyawo, is to keep the bride calm, present, and enjoying her day to the fullest. Relishing in the day that she goes from Miss to Mrs. And to be honest, Mela, that some women they are thinking of their weddings from the day they are, this small. They are thinking of this wedding, and some brides take a year, 2 years to plan this to plan this day, and the expense, the financial one, of course. There's the emotional labor, the time expense, all of this that goes into this one day. It culminates into this one day. And now to have something so minor and insignificant step in and attempt to take that peace of mind from her, no, ma'am. If I am your Iyawo, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That is not going to happen. No. So I think I'm going to put that in my pocket. I just might take the bride's phone, honestly, because really, who do you even need to text? Your man is next door.
There you go.
Your mother is here. Your father is here. Who are you texting, sis?
It's nobody. Exactly.
Who could you possibly?
Yeah,
your brother, your sibling. Who are we really texting?
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it quite a few times, believe it or not. When I see it start to go left, or even it's okay, like, or even
I'm gonna take the phone.
Not just taking it, but I would give it to their best friend or someone else is in the room because I would rather for them to see it versus the bride seeing it. So
yeah,
it's so important. That's why I appreciate you in the business that you're starting, because the more that brides see us, they will see like, oh wow, it's not just a thing. This is not just a thing. This is a serious business that we are creating for the brides. So I will hope that they would see the passion, the drive, God-given talent that we have to want to make sure that your sacred day goes without a hitch. That's
yes.
Our intentions are great. And that's the most mainly motivative is your intention. Our intentions are good. So if you have someone around you that have good intentions, why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't it? It's the same way if you get with a coordinator. Like when we meet the coordinators and we're trying to, make sure everything is on time, you can tell right off the bat if they're just doing their job or they really doing
if they really love it, if it's something that they love, there's a big difference. You can tell. Like this person is here to get their money and go home. They're not really into this. They're not about this lifestyle. They're not about that life. You can
like no, ain't nobody got time for it, girl. But
a bridal concierge is not it's not like an extra service. It's necessary. It is a necessary service, and it's not just for brides that have big families or no, it's for everyone. Brides with huge communities, brides with small communities, brides with no, it's for every single bride to have someone whose only job is her. It
Just
is my job. You are it. Your care is my job. Making sure that you are enjoying your day is my job. Making sure that you are fed is my job. Making sure that you are calm, present, stable, that is my job. You are the job. And I don't and I really want to drive that point home,
yes.
right? So you have someone by your side. They're not looking for selfies, right? They're
Yes.
not looking. They're
Yes.
not worried about trying to be cute. Although when I show up, I
Yeah.
am
I show up.
presentable. Absolutely, I
Yeah.
am presentable, but I'm not looking for selfies for the gram. I'm here truly as your
Personal assistant, right? Kind of. Bridal assistant. That's
as your concierge, essentially. I'm here as your concierge. I'm
concierge.
here as your Iyawo. I'm
Yeah.
here as the friend of the bride.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for.
Yes. I
Right.
love that. I had a
Hmm.
bride that didn't have anyone to dress her. Now I didn't think about that one. She had when she booked me, she said, "Hey, it's just me." She said, "I have no one that can help me." I was like, I never thought about a bride who never had anyone that can help them. That never crossed my mind. And I was like, oh wow, like yes, like I would love to help. You know what I'm saying? Because she didn't have anyone. She had her best friend
Hmm.
do her hair and her makeup, but initially, like no one was there. And I think I don't know if her family wasn't there or why her family wasn't present. I'm not sure, but she just said that she just didn't have anyone. So then it's that, so then it's that. It's not, let's just say it's not necessarily about the big weddings. It's for the small,
Right. Small
intimate
things
weddings.
too. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
I completely understand. Is there because I know you said you just started about a year ago, but was there any advice that you would give an upcoming concierge service like us? Like, was there any advice?
For me to give a 10-year veteran, I should be asking you. Oh, no, no, no. We're going to turn this around, ma'am. What advice can you give me, an upcoming bridal content?
You
For
are
me
so
to get.
right. I know. You are so right. You are so right. When I say
But
the grind is real, the grind is real. For the upcoming artists. Like, only that I can really say is like pound the pavement, and the content is really important too, but it's really you. When the bride connects with you, they will book
yeah,
you. They will book
yeah.
you. It doesn't matter. They will get you there. Because remember how you were saying we will travel. We will travel wherever. And that's another.
Yes, we will travel
Yes, that's
wherever the
another.
bride is.
Yes, wherever the bride is. So when you have a bride that when you first start your business and you're just trying to get your name out there, I've done it for free. I've done something
Hmm.
for free. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, because I wanted to experience it. I wanted to see even myself to see if I could do it because I knew it was a void, but I just didn't know how to get it going. So I started with my family
Yeah,
friends. I started with my family, and then some of my friends got married, and then and just to see their face and be like, oh my god, like this is. I was like, okay, okay, so maybe I can really, start trying to create a blueprint. I started out as a bridal chic. I don't know what the bridal chic was. That was bridal chic, and then I went to bridal.
okay.
It was funny is when I first told this was like I said 10 years ago when I first mentioned bridal concierge, a lot of people didn't even know what concierge was. It was like, what's a
Oh,
concierge?
wow.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the people I was around. I don't know. But as time went on, now everybody wants a concierge. So I'm just saying, like, if people need concierges now, just highlight that concierge service and be the best that you can be. Deliver.
Hmm.
Do not overpromise and don't deliver. I think that's the main thing I wanted to say. Like if you like for me, for instance, I promised red carpet, I promised the champagne, I promised the service, and I'm going to give it. I'm not going to come there without your favorite things. I'm not going to show up with not being put together. And
Yes.
I want to make sure that things run smoothly. I'll put on a pretty face, but you have to really get in. That's what I mean by like get into the grind work and really be about your business. Like seriously, because even when you're trying to sell to a bride, they're kind of like, oh, my mom can do it. And it's like you have to just keep on. It's almost like car salesman. You got to keep pushing and keep pushing.
Because often, a lot of times, yeah, they think that, but it's like, you know, first of all, your bridesmaids, like we said earlier, a lot of times they're getting dressed, they're looking beautiful, they want to take their pictures. Mom, she's in the corner somewhere reminiscing, thinking about how just yesterday I was kissing my baby's knee, you know, because she had a little scrape on her knee. You know, your best friend, if she's not married yet, she's like, oh my God, I just lost my best friend. She's gone, blah, 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 you know. Or if she is married, she's excited. She's like, oh, welcome to the club, sis. Come on, you know. So these people that you would, you know, your sister, if she's your big sister, she's like, oh my God, look at Stink about to be somebody's wife, you know. So all these people in your life that you think can do it, they're also going through a roller coaster of emotions as well.
Emotional,
yes, it's an emotional turmoil for them as well. They're enjoying the day with you as well. They're guests as well. They're experiencing it as well. You know, they're not assistants. They're not concierge.
Right.
They're not here for service. You know, they're here to, oh, my baby.
Wipe your tears a bit, you know,
yeah. But to put on a corset is really, that is not something that you do every day. And it's not something that everybody knows how to do. And if it is not done well, you will have a really big disaster on your hand. You don't want a wardrobe malfunction on your wedding day. No, we don't want that.
I bring us a sewing machine just in case, like if the zipper breaks, the strap pops, like, you know, I can sew it up real quick. You know, like mom can't do that now.
we handle all of those things, and we handle them discreetly so that the show goes off without a hitch, and nobody ever has to know. Nobody has to know that a strap broke. Nobody will ever know that, you know, we were struggling in the bathroom for 5 minutes or whatever. Nobody will ever know. You know, the bride will still emerge gorgeous, dignified. Or the relationships with her friends will still be intact. You know,
that's funny that you say that, because I had a bride friend that did that. She kept inserting herself, and I was like, she hired me. You know what I'm saying? She hired me. You know, like she hired me. Like, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she had to, like, you know, you can, I understand if you want to zip for pictures, I will move out the way. But this is not for pictures, ma'am. Like, I am here to make sure, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understood what she was trying to do, but I was like, no, like, she hired me. So now I introduce myself. When I come into a room, I don't play games no more. I just be like, hi, everyone. I'm Mela Couture. I am here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
To make sure that you know, Miss Bride, you know, so-and-so is going to, I'm her concierge for today. Now, if you guys want to take pictures, that's fine. But I am here to make sure the day goes good. And I'm now that I do that, I feel like it kind of it kind of calms the room a bit when everybody know what's happening. Because if you just come in there and just start, you know, like start doing my thing, or like setting up my table and doing it, people don't be like, who is she? So now I just do an introduction. I introduce myself, and the bride be like, oh yeah, she's, you know. So it kind of like makes everybody feel more comfortable, you know, to allow you in. I almost feel like even with the family, they have to allow you in too. Like, who is she? It's like, okay, let me. You have to So I find it helpful as well. So, you know, come up with a nice spill, you know, introduce yourself, be present, and say, okay, like, I'm so sorry if I offend someone today, but I'm not here for you. You know, she hired me, and today's gonna be beautiful. Like, I don't, you know, it's gonna be beautiful. And a lot of times, all the times, it really does. It really goes. By the end of the day, a lot of times I reach out to my brides after to say, how's everything? They'd be like, oh, it was wonderful. It was great. And, you know, I'm just so happy that you were there. And, it's even throughout the night. Because sometimes, well, do you stay? That's another question. Do you stay the entire time? Because sometimes I will leave right after like right before they open the doors. I'll fluff her out and I'll get her, fluffed out with the veil on properly. They open the doors and then I'll be like, I'll say my prayer and then I'll leave. And then if the bride asks me to stay to assist with a second dress or bustle, then it's additional fee. That's kind of like how I do it. So do you do the same thing?
So it depends on the package. It just depends on the package that the bride has signed up for. And now, if she decides on the day of that, I think I'd want you to stay a little longer, that's fine. But then there will be that will be reflected in the new pricing. So yeah,
Yes.
but we are always flexible to whatever the bride
Yeah.
needs. But I wanted to ask you something. In those there are some real complex family dynamics.
Mm-hmm.
How do you handle those things? Because there are some
Mm-hmm.
families and
Mm-hmm.
some brides,
Mm-hmm.
and they come from a line of strong people,
Yes, they do.
strong personalities. Sometimes Aunt
They don't even.
Susie
Oh, yes.
is a descendant of Thor, and she
Woo!
is not taking no for an answer. So, how do you handle yourself in those situations? And not even just with the family, but sometimes the wedding planner, the coordinator, they can have extremely strong personalities as well. And it almost feels like they've just taken over. And
Yes.
how do you navigate that type of a situation? How do you navigate those?
Well, I definitely understand what you mean because what I normally would do is, first of all, by me building a relationship with the coordinator before I get there, I try
Okay.
to have the bride to give me the wedding coordinating information prior to the wedding so I can already build up a relationship with her before I meet them. So that kind of helps with that. But the family, now I've had moms, sometimes moms can be a little funny or feeling emotional that day. I would say that. And it can kind of damper the bride because a lot of times the bride want the mom to be happy just as they are. So if something's awry, um, I would what I've done is I would cater to the bride, but I also would kind of cater to the mom. I hate to say that. I would, be like, okay, is there anything that I need to do for you? You know what I'm saying? To make sure that you're good. Well, the flower girl's this or the sister so and so is that. I'm like, I get that, I understand that, but is there anything that you need? I keep trying to make it reflect like it doesn't necessarily involve you, so don't get yourself so upset because the bride isn't worried about it. So let's not go there. So I've been in places where I show up and the bride is the mom. It's like, well, what is she doing here? Or what is he doing here? Or I'm like, well,
Mm.
I'll say, so the bride is wanted this person here, or I don't understand, why does she need you? I've had this happen to me. Like I don't understand. Like when I'm like, no, she does. I promise you. Once you see how everything works out, you will understand. They be like, okay. But then by the end of the night, I promise you, the moms are coming to me like, I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
that you were here. Yeah, it never fails. It
Yeah.
never. That wall comes down when they see me over there lotioning, and they see me over there like just catering to her. They like, oh, the mom like, oh, I would never do that. They like, oh, let me just have her have it. Let me let her have it, and it'll be okay. So that's normally what I do. I just be extra nice, and I don't want to rub nobody the wrong way. So I'll kind
Yeah.
of just be. I just put my pride aside, and I just be
Yeah.
extra. I do. I just be extra nice, and I will like, okay, is there anything that you need? Do you need a glass of champagne? Do you need? Look what I'm saying. What do you need? So this can go without you saying anything that the bride can hear you, in the room being upset about
Hmm.
so small. So that's typically what I do. I like I said, I have a aware of. I've been by me being in the bridal business. The customer service skills has to be there. The customer
Yes.
service, that's what it is. The customer service is lowering your pride and being there, taking it and just put a smile on your face and just being okay with it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Not saying let somebody disrespect you, because a lot of times they don't. They just want to know why is this happening and what is going on and things of that. So it's kind of like just giving them answers and letting them just be. So whether I can give you a glass of champagne and sit you in a corner, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you a glass of champagne. That's what I'm gonna do. You go over here, ma'am. Just get out the way so I can do what I do.
So
Yeah. So
I hope nobody shows up talking about some nobody puts baby in a corner because you'll be in big trouble then. You'll
but
be in some
no,
big trouble putting people in corners.
in the corner, honey, I had to put mama in the corner. I said, because she was just doing
Really?
much. Like I said, you can't do that. She said, oh, okay. I didn't know. I said, today is going to be a good day. Like I just keep reaffirming how positive and how great the day is. Like we just gotta,
Yes.
and it helps. Like they kind of like, okay, you know what, fine. You know what I'm saying? And they might still have the screw face, but and you know what it helps too? The bride knows their parents, they know their moms. So if they know that's just how mom is, they're not gonna feed into it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now it just depends on if the bride is a mama's girl and she wants to please her mom, which I haven't had that happen,
Oh,
thank God. But most of the time it's kind of like my mom just getting on my nerves. I'm like, okay, let's figure it. I don't want, like I said, I don't want her in the room. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I can,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So it's just building a relationship. And then, once you announce yourself and you tell everybody I'm not here for games, I'm here for business, people can feel that and they can understand that. And I think
Yes.
they respect you more for just announcing it and being about your business for the most part. Yeah. Yes, but I
Okay.
do love staying though. If they ask me to stay, I try not to stay because I feel like they have to pay for the guest and everything. So I'll be like, well, I'll leave. They'll be like, no, I want you to stay. And I'm like, okay. Now, if I'm out of town, I will stay. Of course, I don't have a choice. But if I'm just driving in for the day, I'll leave. It's like if
Okay.
he's happy, I'm happy, and I'm literally
Yes.
I'm good. Yes, yes. So
Um, I'm curious. I want to know what your thoughts are. From your experience with working with so many brides, what is it that you think makes wedding professionals stand out to both the brides and even other vendors? Because as a concierge, you are interacting with the other
yeah,
vendors. So, what is it that makes you think to stand
it,
out to?
it's actually your presence and your I'm not saying demands, but it's more so your presence. It's like wedding coordinators been doing this for a long time too. So when they see a bridal concierge come in, they don't even know what it is themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
once you start getting in the thick of it, and you're texting them and you're saying, okay, she's ready, what time, where we need to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, she's really, yeah. I'm like, I'm and if the bride asks me something that I don't have the answer to, I'm texting them, calling, I'm running to you, like so and I think it's just your presence, like people being there. I didn't even like one coordinator said, I didn't even know I even needed this. She was like, I didn't even know. And she was like, I didn't know it was such a thing.
The
So, and then
wedding coordinator.
the wedding coordinator, she was like, I had no idea
Wow.
that this was such a thing. And then she gave
I
me a shout out
know.
on the mic, like, hey, I just want to give this wedding court,
Wow.
I want to give a bridal concierge a shout out because she has helped me so much. She almost forgot, like, I have the itinerary, remember? So she almost forgot the prayer before dinner. So, everybody was doing something, and I had the itinerary, and I'm looking at the time. I'm like, don't they supposed to be praying? So I texted her. I was like, hey, we supposed to be praying. She said, oh, and she said, oh my God. Like, thank you so much for reminding me. Like, baby, it just be so much happening. And like I said, we're like the
There's a
backup.
lot of moving parts.
And I
There are a
think,
lot of
and I
moving
think
parts.
at the
Yeah.
end of the day, once the wedding is said and done, that's when they really appreciate you. They don't understand it until they see it. They do not understand
Yeah.
it until they see it. And then once they see it, like the wedding coordinator you saw me interview, I don't know if you saw me do
Mm-hmm.
her. It was a one I did. She's in North Carolina, and I made her bride her thing was purple. So I designed her a purple wedding gown, and she had me cover
I
up.
saw that gown. I saw
Yeah,
the dress. You had to make it again. You actually made it twice.
yeah, I did.
You said you took it apart. She walked in and her reaction wasn't what you were expecting, but she was like, "Yeah." As soon as she left, you just disassembled it, got in your
Yeah.
car, went to the fabric shop, bought all new fabric, and
Oh my
started
god,
from scratch. And
I
I was
did.
like, "Oh my goodness!" You didn't even
I
try to like edit
surprised.
what you already had. You just started from scratch,
I start
and
all
that
over.
really personally stood out to me, and it really showed me that this is not just for a check. This is truly a passion for
It
you.
is.
So
Yes. When I tell you, girl, these custom brides, I love them to death, but I really want to see it all the way through. I want to see it all the way through. So when when we travel, it's a travel fee. So she paid for me to come to North Carolina, and now the wedding coordinator, I haven't never met anyone like her neither. She was on top of her game. She had the walkie-talkie. I want to say she had about 10 people on her staff, like that. She was like, I was like, oh, this is good. So I was like, I don't have to do much. So I stayed in the suite. So when every time she was coming to suite to check on her, I'm like, oh, she fine. She was just, it was nothing that she had to do. She was like,
right,
I'm so used to coming in and have to, and and
yes,
she was like, I never knew that
you
there was
don't
a
have
separate
to.
team.
Yes.
So that's what
So
I
the
have to say.
coordinator, yeah.
Mhm.
So the coordinator no longer they don't have to split their attention. They can
Yes,
focus on the events. Their attention does not have to be split between the
yes,
bride and the event. The makeup artist showed up. Oh, I've got to get the makeup artist over here, but the DJ showing up at the same time. No, 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 no. They can focus on the event. Someone else is managing the bride. Someone else is really managing the bride. So
yes. So it's I'm telling we all it's a team. It really is a team effort.
yeah,
But when you really
it
see the
is.
team work together, like even though we don't know each other per se, but when we all work together and we kind of like I lock eyes and be like, girl, I got you, and you know that they got you, that's when it's like, all right, okay, I ain't got to worry about her. I know she gonna be good. I ain't got like she said, I had time to change my clothes and everything. I was just like, yeah, like it was so fun to just experience to see to hear a wedding vendor say that I appreciate you and your service. Like you are definitely needed in this space. So now my goal is to try my hardest to get with the wedding event planners and the wedding spaces because a lot of the venues now are offering
Then
of they're called day of coordinators, I believe. So
yes, day
they're
of
not
coordinator.
right. So
No,
like if they
they
can hire a
still
coordinator,
looking at the event, the whole event
so I feel like if they can hire a coordinator, why not hire someone that's going to
for the bride.
help the buyers in the bridal suite? It's a part of the whole shebang. So
Hmm.
it's more so of just trying to now not only the brides know the value, but now we have to see, now the wedding coordinators have to know the value. The event spaces have to know the value. You know what I'm saying? They have to know the value of our business. Once they get it, they'll start calling us. Like they'll be calling us. We wouldn't have to call anyone. They be calling
That's
us.
true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's where I am now.
And we'll
I'm
all be booked and busy.
building and reaching out to people and like I know you guys don't understand it, but let me just get your ear for a minute. I feel like remember how back in the day people would just call you and try to tell you about their business. You be like, click, let me. That's the phase I'm in now. Like, hey, I'm calling concierge. I'm calling to see if you guys need. I'm like, so I just keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, and
Okay,
eventually,
so that's where you are now because you mentioned you had about 5 brides a year for your concierge. Most of your business comes from your the
service.
the custom gowns that you get. Now, do you find it like with those gowns, do the brides ever come with someone or are they coming alone to these appointments?
They come. They
How
come. Mm-hmm.
they come with people? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because that's actually another service that I offer as an array Iyawo. So in
Okay.
addition to the bridal concierge and day of service, a day of support, we also offer wedding dress appointments. for the
Oh,
brides. Yes, so I will accompany the bride to her bridal appointments
I love
in
that.
whatever shop she's in. Yes, to support her in during that time. So of course we'll have a consultation prior to. So I
Hmm.
have a solid idea of the type, first of all, of her personality and the type of style she wants, the theme of her wedding, those kinds of things, so that when we get in there, she'll have an array, Yawo, me, by her side to support her, because that's actually an emotional part of the entire wedding planning as well. The dress.
So you
It,
assist with so I have seen they're called bridal stylists where they
mhm.
actually go pick out the gown. Sometimes they'll actually go assist you at your fittings, and they'll like they actually get like a styling lookbook for you for your what you call it, the party, the reception, the rehearsal
The
dinner.
reception dress, okay.
Yeah, the reception dress, the rehearsal dinner, like everything leading up to the wedding. Like, do you
Mhm.
provide that as well?
So no, we don't. I don't provide like a lookbook or styles.
Yes,
So
yeah.
mostly it is for the wedding dress appointment.
Okay, okay.
So when the bride wants to go and pick out her dress, it is that day that I will accompany her
Okay.
on for that appointment. I'll accompany her on that appointment. And if she wants me to accompany her on any other appointments for her dresses or any of her other gowns, I can do that as well.
I
So
love
those
that.
are the two services that we are currently offering: the bridal concierge, the day of,
Mhm.
bridal support and bridal assistance, and then the wedding dress appointment support.
I love that.
I came across a post actually on Instagram, and a young woman in New York City actually is getting married, and she had to go to her wedding dress appointment alone, and
See?
she was
Yeah.
yeah, she was a little sad about it, and she went into the story and she said how she normally her none of her family lives in New York. That's number one. And typically, things like that, if her mother can't do it, her sister would, her big sister. Unfortunately, she recently lost her big
Oh
sister.
no, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So she had to go by herself. And then she said, but I'm taking you guys. She took her phone. She's like, I'll bring, my followers with me. And so,
Oh yes.
yes. So that's a service that we offer as well.
I love that. That is so
Hmm.
important. I'm telling you, like
Yes.
when I tell you that they're gonna see it, they're going to see it. Like I'm telling you, it's
Yes.
by us starting our businesses so in advance, like we're starting them now. Like I said, by the time the big wigs catch a hold of it, we already gonna be good because, like I said, it's not about the money. We already vested. We're vested in it.
Mm,
Now I've seen some bridal shops that has been offering it as well. I have seen that. I haven't worked there, but I was
okay.
doing some alterations for a bridal shop, and they was like, it's a little bit of conflict of interest. I'm saying, I'm not going to take your brides, man. Like y'all do what y'all do, but I guess
Oh,
it's all
because you also make dresses. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I
Okay.
was an alteration specialist for the shop, but
Yes.
when she found out I did the concierge service, that's when she kind of pulled back and she was like, well, we offer that here too, and I think you're a conflict of interest, and
Okay.
they let me go. So, but little do you know that drove me even harder. Okay, fine. Like, I'm competition. Oh, okay. Fine. So
And I,
yes, I took it as a win-win. I said I'm going to.
I
Well,
yeah.
I guess she just thought that I was going to probably try to pitch some of her brides. That was never my intentions. I was just there to
Yeah,
sew.
no.
I get it. I get it. Like if you see someone walking like us and we talk about we gonna take care of the bride, they're like, oh no, we don't want her. We want you to stay behind the scenes, like
Stay in
literally.
the back. Stay in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're coming from behind the scenes, honey. That's why we're doing the podcast because people need
Yeah.
to see us. Yes, people need to see us. They need to know that we're here, you guys. We are here to help, to
Yes.
help. Yes. So
And it's not and it's really not it's not a competition. We can all really work together. That's
absolutely.
and when we all work together, the wedding day goes off seamlessly without a hitch. That's number one. The bride enjoys her day to the max, so does the groom.
Mm-hmm.
Mom can, reminisce and have her meltdowns. You know, they have their beautiful daddy daughter dance. All of those,
Yes.
I'm serious. The bride can actually, you know, have a taste of the duck confit, the specialized dish that she absolutely had to have. You know, there have been brides that said that, you know, they fought tooth and nail to have a certain dish on the menu, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, they did not have the chance to even eat it. So
Yes.
I find that to be absolutely devastating. That's absolutely devastating. But with an
Yep.
array Yahoo, you will eat everything on that menu. I'm going to make it my personal mission. Sis. You are going to every single thing on that menu.
Right.
You
I said,
will
sit down. Yes, sit down and eat. Yes,
you will
yes.
get a taste of every single bit of it. Yeah, so it's really we're not in competition. We all work together, and it's really a collaborative. You know, it's a
Yeah,
collaborative thing that even if you and I are doing the exact same thing in the bridal industry,
yes.
there are multiple brides every weekend.
Thank,
You,
thank you. We
Nella,
can't
you
serve every
can't.
bride in the world. That's
We
it.
can't. Even if
Yes,
we are in the same city, even if we're in the same city, there are multiple brides every single weekend. We
yes.
will all still, you know, we'll
Just
all
like it's
still be
multiple
able to
bridal
work
shops.
together.
Yes, just like it's multiple bridal shops, multiple venues. Yes, and you know something else I want to touch on. I want to touch on the groom because a lot of times when we book for the bride, um, my husband, like I said, he's a wedding officiant, but if the
Okay.
groom needs help, we not help, but the concierge service, we can service the groom as well. Like a lot of grooms, they're kind of like, you know, I don't really don't, you know, they the same way. I don't really, but I think the groom should experience as well. I get you want your best man to put your cufflinks on, your dad. I get that. But just you got somebody that's gonna lint roll your suit, that's gonna make sure your shoes is shine, make sure you good for your photos. I mean, it's a little thing.
Hmm.
It's the little
Hmm.
thing. So I think the groom should have it as well. So not only the bride can experience, but the groom can experience it as well too. Like we even get behind the scenes content, you know, like the content that the photographers don't get. Like I'll have my cameras rolling and I can give them the footage, you know, of them in their bridal suite that a lot of times they don't have. So then it's that.
Hmm.
It's so many different things that goes underneath the concierge service. Like I said, even adding the day of I think they call them content creators, wedding content creators.
Okay, yes, there are
Yeah,
content creators. Yes, and the
yes, yes.
videographer is different from content creator.
Yes. So in the bridal suite with me, I do the same thing. So I'll show the bride a couple TikToks. I'll ask the bride beforehand, but I'll talk to the bridal party and ask them, hey, you guys want to do some TikToks? And I'll show them three options, let them choose which ones they want, and I will execute them throughout the wedding. So I'll edit that as well. It's so many different things that
Yes.
people realize because I want the content too, but I want my content to be great as well. So when I make
Hmm.
my TikToks, I'll give them the TikTok video and then show them how it's going viral and they love it. It's just like I said, it's the little things that you don't think about. It's so many little things that you don't think about. But I
Hmm.
want to ask you, what is the future of your business? Like, where do you see yourself going with this? You know, considering that we're in the same space.
So, uh, my goal for Iyawo is really to become like a trusted luxury bridal service for
Yes,
brides,
yes,
you know, not just locally, but
internet.
global, you know, internationally as well. You know, I would absolutely love to continue growing the brand
Yes.
and even supporting brides who want a calm, thoughtful presence on their wedding day, so that they can truly enjoy the experience. So
Yes. Yes.
that is really the goal, you know.
I agree. And I think it's a
Yeah.
great goal. Like I really feel your passion. I really believe that you say who you are. And I guarantee you by the end of this year, girl, you're gonna have at least 10 brides underneath your belt. I promise you. Yes. Because if I can
Thank
get
you.
there, you can get there. You know what I'm saying? I know you personally. So now, building the vendors list, if I'm like you say, we can't be at 10 places at one time.
No, we certainly can't. We
Yeah, yeah.
certainly cannot. We certainly can't. I've never been, you know, like a that's sort of like a crab in a bucket
Yes,
mentality,
yes,
nobody gets anywhere. Nobody, I am a firm believer that there is enough to go around for everyone, at least
yes,
twice.
yes,
At
yes.
least twice. Everybody can have their own, at least twice. And you mentioned something earlier about educating the public on what a bridal concierge is.
Yes.
I think that now with the age of Instagram and TikTok and social media, I think we have it a little bit easier now. We can leverage those tools to educate the public on what exactly a bridal concierge is, especially with Instagram, the video and photograph based app. You can
Yes.
take videos and actually show
The
what a
service.
bridal concierge is. Yes, show it in real time, live. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
a lot of people don't really read as much anymore, those long form texts,
Mm-hmm.
but we
Mm-hmm.
have other tools at our disposal, and I'll certainly be leveraging them.
Yes. Let me tell you, girl, we're gonna be going to some places. Like you said, we can travel wherever. So just because we're based in one city, brides, if they want you, they want you. And just like they need the hair and makeup artist, they're gonna need a stylist as well. They're gonna need a body
Yes.
assistant. They're gonna need
Brides will, yeah, a bride will fly her makeup artist from around the
that.
world. Like, listen, I need you to do my makeup, even though, and she can be in a city like, she be in a city like Miami or New York. There are makeup artists all over, but she's like, I don't know these girls.
How
I
about
don't
you?
trust these girls.
Yes.
I need you to get on a plane, and I need you to be and baby girl somewhere in Australia. She's in South Africa. She's in Nigeria. And she's like, listen, I'm getting married and I need you to be here. So, and it'll be the same thing with us as bridal concierges. We'll be
Yes.
the friend of the bride, the trusted friend of the bride who will
Yeah.
make sure that she can enjoy her wedding. She'll be
Yeah.
calm, present, and, on time to everything.
I'm so glad that I found you though, dear. We're so like-minded. And the
Okay.
reason why,
Okay.
yeah, the reason why we started our businesses is really the passion that we need to keep going.
Yes. Hmm.
So no matter how many no's we get, it doesn't compare to the one yes that we get and the way we show up. It's just like so for all the no's, that one yes, it trumps everything. And it just
Yes,
fuels
it really does. It
us to keep
really
going.
does.
Yeah. So I thank you so much just for your time today. I thank you so much just for your presence, just for you to being present and wanting to do this with me. Is there anything you want to tell the audience, before we leave about your, anything?
Um, there's so much I want to say, but the
Yes.
one thing that I will say, is that Iyawo, we are really very much service based, very much high touch, and this is truly it is a passion. It is a
Yes.
passion, and we are really here to make sure that the bride enjoys her day the way she is supposed to enjoy the day.
Mhm.
Nothing will ruin that day for her as long as she has an Oreyawo, a bridal concierge by her side. And she will never have to ask, can someone please? Can someone, because I will always anticipate her needs. Making sure everything is gathered, everything is set, everything is done before she even has to
Yes.
ask.
I love that.
So
Gathered. It's funny that you said gathered because I have been times where I had to gather the whole suite because they got to be out the suite by a certain time. It's like I said, it's the little things. It's the little, the little things. Like people don't know. Like, oh, I got to be out of here by 12. And literally, you get them dressed, and it's like I'm cleaning the whole room, putting everything back in order so they won't be charged extra. It's just a little thing. So I thank you so much.
yeah,
Yeah, just for saying that. And where can
yes,
we
and this.
find you? Where are you? What platforms are you on?
So We are on Instagram. Our Instagram is are underscore Iyawo underscore.
Okay.
So the name appears on the screen. That's exactly how it appears on Instagram, but there's an underscore after Oren, after Iyawo. And I really want your audience to really remember that this is not, Bridal Concierge is not just a service, it's really an investment in the bride's overall experience. That's really what this is. It is an investment in the bride's experience.
Yes, you are so right.
Mhm.
It definitely is an investment, and it's a good investment. I'm saying, like I said, we're
Mhm.
like bridal insurance for the day of.
Yes,
You literally
yes,
are
and
booking bridal insurance. Like, yeah, if
yeah,
you,
and
mhm.
I just think that too many brides are realizing the day of that they need it. It's
It's too
they're realizing too late or after the wedding, like, dang, I really wish I had that, or dang, I wish I would have done that. Yeah, I would have, invested in that instead of
right.
like an extra set of shoes. That would
You are
that
so right.
was
Extra set of shoes. Yes, yeah. Or look, or another dress. Girl, they
yeah,
put out a whole other dress sometimes. Girl, shoot.
yeah. But
But
yeah,
no. Yes.
no, it has been a pleasure, joining you on this podcast, and even thank you for opening up your podcast to me and inviting me on. I've really enjoyed myself, and it was so great to meet you,
Yes.
and I'm really looking forward to working with you in the future. Now
Yeah.
we're in the wedding industry together. We are colleagues, and I hope to, meet you on the aisle one day
Yes.
in the bridal suite.
Yes. Can you imagine? Can you imagine two of us showing up telling some, oh, look, they're
Hey,
gonna
I
have to
know
have
this
30
lady.
bridesmaids. They probably gonna have to have 30 bridesmaids or something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. You'll handle the bridal party. I'll handle the bride, or vice. We're gonna have to break it. Either
we'll
way.
figure it out.
All I know is that that bride is gonna have a blissful wedding day. That's all I know. She is gonna have the top. Listen, she won't know nothing. It's even if her shoe breaks, she won't even know it. She won't know. She won't know.
You are so funny.
She
Yes,
will not know. We're
yes.
gonna get it, handle it. It'll be handled.
Yes, but no, seriously, Eddie, I appreciate your time and I appreciate your energy and I thank you so much just for joining me today. And you guys go follow my girl, go follow her.
I only have Instagram for right now. Yes, Aura underscore Iyawo underscore. And in my bio, in our bio, we have a link there, and it goes to our inquiry sheet. So
Okay.
if you click on the link in the bio, you'll see our bridal support inquiry sheet. And so that sort of starts our the intake process for
Okay.
brides that would like to retain me for their wedding day or
Yes.
even their bridal appointments.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much again. I want you
Mhm.
guys just to like, share, and subscribe. You guys know what to do. I'll be back again with another beautiful person from the bridal industry. But I love this interview today because again, she is a bridal concierge. You guys, this is so special. This is so needed. Okay. So
Yes.
again, show my girl some love. Show me some love by liking and subscribing. And you guys will be back soon. Okay. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.